Merhabalar, hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Ben sunumlara başlamadan önce kısaca size projenin bize verdiği senaryoyu anlatmak istiyorum ki sunumlar daha anlamlı olsun. Bize gelen senaryoya göre biz 10 kişilik bir yazılım firmasıyız. Kendi içimizde farklı görevlere sahibiz. Bize Amsterdam'daki turist ofisinden bir iş geldi açıkçası. Bize istedikleri, kendisi teknik olmayan bir insan. Bize dedi ki çok açık bir şekilde ben Amsterdam'daki turistlere yardımcı olacak, onlar burada kaldığı sürece yardımcı olacak ve Amsterdam'ı promote edecek bir application istiyorum dedi. Herhangi bir detay vermedi. Detaylar tamamen fikirler bize kalmıştı. Bu proje iki feyzden oluşuyordu. İlk feyzi bize gelen bu işi dizayn ettik, application dizayn ettik yani. Şu an anlatılacak olan bu ilk presentation'da bütün fikirler, bütün dizayn bize ait. Daha sonra gene senaryoya göre biz iş yoğunluğundan dolayı bunu dizayn ettikten sonra maalesef develop edecek iş hacmine sahip değiliz, iş gücüne sahip değiliz. Onun için bu yaptığımız dizaynı biz Finlandiya'daki başka bir şirkete outsource etmiş olacağız. Onlar da bizim bu anlatılacak olan dizaynımızı implement ettiler. İkinci feyzde de bu sefer biz başka bir takımdan, Hollanda takımından gelen dizaynı implement etmekle görevliydik. Yani bu sefer de iş bize outsource edilmişti. Onun için bu anlatılacak olan aslında bizim kendi application'ımız, kendi tasarladığımız application ama implementation'ı biz yapmadık. Bundan sonra bir sunum daha olacak. O sunumda da bize gelen fikirleri implement ettiğimiz application'ı anlatacağız. Şimdi ben bizim application'ı anlatmak için Kemal ve Alper'i çağıracağım.
Hello everybody, my name is Alper Kaplan and this is my friend Kemal Çeliker, and today we're going to present you our design presentation of the killer app as Amsterdam Genius. First, let's take a look what are we going to cover. The first one will be the definition of location-based services. A quick definition will be given in the first part. The second part is the Amsterdam Genius's background and its purpose will be covered. The third one is project drivers and its constraints, what drive this project will be covered. The fourth one is the project and performance requirements will be given in, with some statistical numbers. And the last part will be the waiting room, which will be the features that will be going to be implemented on a later date. So the first one is the definition of location-based services. What is location-based services? It is the integrating of geolocation with the notion of services according to Location-Based Services book published on 2004. So, why they matter? They offer context-aware user experience compared to unaware apps. This leads to easily welcomed by the younger generation of the customers, and also it creates a business opportunity for the market that wants to do some mobile application business that the result will be the growing fast business opportunity. So let's take a look location-based services with some statistics. According to Gartner, 1.4 billion users will be using smartphones on 2014. So the number of businesses not on Foursquare-like services will fall by 22%. And 7 out of 10 people are willing to receive location-based services, messages. And 50% increase in football. Location-based services also creates an increase in football. And football, why? The football means here, it's like a rainfall that it measures the number of foots in a meter square, let's say. So if I can give you a broad definition, it's the meaning of people prefer walking instead of just taking a cab or public transportation to their destination. So they use location-based services to get their destination, like using navigation systems. So it increases the footfall here by 50%. So this is our first chart here. and it's location-based services usage by adults. I want to express the importance of here, the all adults here. And if you look at the May 2011, it is 23%, and 1 year later, on February 2012, it is 41%. It jumped to 41%, so it is a pretty high statistic here. So when we come up to the second chart here, it is about geosocial check-in services usage by adults. Again, I want to express the importance of all adults here. It's in May 2011, it's 4%, but in February 2012, it jumped to 10%. So basically, 1 out of 10 people using geosocial check-in services by adults. So the second part will be the background, our application's background, and I will talk about the application's name. Why did we choose Amsterdam Genius? First, we talked about the feature named Genius, and we thought like it should help about the decisions of the users, and it takes inputs according to weather, users' mood, and also according to these statistics, I mean numbers, it provides users selection of attractions. So, after long discussions, we came up with that we thought about a mascot should be do this as a guide, as a mascot, a guide. So we thought about perhaps a genie, maybe. So it rhymes with genius also. So we came up with the idea that after later discussions, mascot became the application's name itself. So came the Amsterdam Genius. Now let's talk about the target users. Our target users is users between 18 and 35. And since top Amsterdam attractions like wandering around the city, visiting museums, dining out, riding a bike, visiting cafes, bars, viewing architectures, and lastly shopping. And if you look at, if you look at this, all the if you look at the favorite places like this, these are all addresses to younger generation, and because it needs to help to users that people want to. These features addresses to younger generation because they need energetic and dynamic people. And here is a chart about. I want to express the location-based directions and info here. And let's take a look at the age interval between 18 and 29 and the all smartphone owners location-based directions and info here. And it's 80%, and if you look at this, it is a peak number here. So this is the important part. So my friend Kemal will explain the Genius purpose and project drivers.
Now, to talk about our application's purpose, think about this. It used to be in like museums or such. They gave you a device, a small device, and you put on your earphones and you listen through that. And it was a costly option, and the guidance through it was hard and inconvenient for the users also. So, in a way, our application replaces that in a broader way. Since all the tourists that are visiting Amsterdam mostly, they have smartphones and such, so our application can run on their smartphones. And they all have different desires. Our application main purpose is to, of course, help them with a guide, our Genius. Genius takes info from the weather, and it can suggest places according to the user's moods. And also, there is a predefined list of activities, must-do activities for the user to consider. And also, the user can navigate through the Genie's eyes. Actually, that's the camera, and using augmented reality, the user may choose to navigate through the smartphone and our application. Our client was Vilna P. Keys from the Amsterdam tourist industry representative. Our users, of course, are Amsterdam tourists. And as requested, our main language of the application was English. Now to talk about some project constraints. Our application works on Android devices. It needs to cache cache data to the local database to work, and using OpenStreetMaps and augmented reality, you can navigate through Amsterdam, and that's it. And also, it works both in indoors and outdoors. In indoors, the location is application gets location from the surrounding Wi-Fi connections, and outside from GPS, application gets the location of the user. In offline mode, the Amsterdam is separated into multiple regions. It is for memory purposes. To work in offline mode, you have to first cache the regions, related regions to navigate and use the application. And also in online mode, we have the social media integration, Facebook, Twitter, and Foursquare. It allows sharing the experience of visiting Amsterdam to your friends and such. And now Alper will talk about project requirements.
I will talk about project requirements, and I will give you the functional requirements through mock-ups that we created when we are creating our design, let's say, through our so functional and non-functional requirements will be covered here. Our first screen, this is the main screen of our application here. And if you look at this, there's two main buttons here. They are Genius and Categories buttons, and Genius have three sub-buttons like Weather, Must Do, and Mood. And also, I want to tell you about the other three buttons here. Top left button is Map for Map, top right button for Search, and bottom button is for Settings screen. So, Categories button also have some sub-buttons, and those are such eating, accommodation, attractions, and so on. So the left screen is for search screen. I guess you all know this one. So I will talk about the settings screen here. And settings screen consists of four toggle buttons, and those are Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, and Tour Login buttons. You just click the settings button, and after that, on the screen you can on or off these options. And this is the Genius features. The first one is Genius Weather, and in this screen it gives you the information of weather, and according to that weather it suggests you some activities to do, like in sunny weather it suggests you like ride a bike in Amsterdam or go to a concert or something like that. If it was a rainy day, it should suggest you some activities indoors. So go to a cinema or theater, something like that. So the second feature is Genius Must Do. As my friend told you in previous screens, it consists of predefined activities, and it gives you a list to do here. So basically, it's don't go back to your home country before doing this. It's like that. So the third Genius feature is the mood. According to these buttons, these moods, let's say, application suggests some activities to do according to happy, excited, crazy, or so on. So this screen is a description screen about a specific activity. Here you can see the small picture of that activity, a price information, opening hours if applicable, Wikipedia link, and rating bar, comment and sharing icons, And also a small description is given here, and you can slide down to see the reviews that we gather from the Foursquare. And this is the map screen. In this screen, there are pins that are for the activities. Let's say if you click tap one of the pins, and there a pop-up will pops up to the screen. So there's a small description here, and it consists of two more buttons, and they are more and navigate. If you click the more, it directs you to the description screen, and if you click the navigate, it shows you the road between your location and your destination. And if you tap the AR, which is the GNI navigation feature, the application will go through this screen. So it consists of, again, small pop-ups, and these pop-ups have again two buttons, and those are more and navigate. If you click more, again you will go to the description screen, but if you click on navigate, then...
Bir dakika, sen böyle yani slide. Bak burada bir yazı var. Red light district'in ne olduğunu biliyor musun?
Yeah.
It's one of the most famous districts of
Yes.
It should be on your guide.
It's already
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
So if you tap to navigate button, the application shows you this screen. In the screen, arrow to your destination, and it will direct you to your destination, an arrow, dynamic arrow. So your target pop-up will be shown on this screen also, like its name and its distance. Now I want to talk about some charts that we gave to our subcontractors, and those were the Finland team. And the first one is the Gantt chart. We created a Gantt chart to be more honest to our schedule. We gave them this. So we gave them a diagram here, use case diagram. And also we gave them sequence diagram, state diagram, and ER diagram.
Now, I'm going to talk about our requirements. First of all, the application should not exceed 10 seconds when it's getting the weather information from the server. And also, authentication of the social services shouldn't exceed 5 seconds. The accuracy of the GPS should be 3 meters to provide the accurate navigation for the user. And also, Amsterdam Genius can provide 5,000 placed information requests per hour, and if you're a user of the Foursquare, it gives you an additional 500, and it should provide additional 500. And application should not store more than approximately 75 kilobytes of data per point of interest for offline use. And also, it needs to cache information, it needs to cache data to use in offline mode, so it has to be first online. I mean, if you will be in a hotel room or you can go to a Starbucks, and it should get information and cache it to use it in offline mode. And also it should have a 99% of online uptime for the web server. Now let's talk about our possible future features. First one is identifier. It basically provides an interface to get more information about locations and buildings, landmarks. I mean, when you go to a new city, a new culture, you see new buildings. The idea is that you take its photo and you get information about the place. And as you can see here, you point out to your point of interest, and you press identify or select your picture from your gallery, and it should, using Google Images or a service like that, it should gather information about your painting. And also a possible future feature also is achievements. It gamifies your experience of visiting Amsterdam. It encourages users to carry out tasks like visit more than 5 museums, go to this street, visit red light district, and such. So it's also possible sharing your achievements via your favorite social networks. And also you can, adding more languages to the application is possible, but now it's only English. Now, that's all from us. If you have any questions.
Was your application implemented successfully?
They said it was too much work. Yes. Hello everyone, now I'm going to talk about the second phase of the project, at which we implemented the design that came from the Netherlands team. But first I would like to talk about the outline of the presentation. First I would like to talk about the documents that were supplied to us by our contractor, and then we are going to give a Moscow overview of the requirements. Then I will talk about how we manage the project and how we collaborate with other technical. Then we will go through the prototypes that were requested by us. You will see a historical line of application, how it was evolved. And then we're going to talk about developers, what we supply to them at the end of the project. In the beginning, we were contracted by a representative of Dutch team from Ethiopia. They supplied us with 5 documents. These were design documents, requirements document, roadmap and planning document, technical and test documents. These are really detailed documents, and we were really about it. They were really specific, and we also had the freedom to choose or change their design. These are the Moscow overview of the requirements. The green ones are the complete requirements. The reds are not done or not even started. The orange ones are almost complete. We just need to make a few adjustments to make them completely working. As you can see, there are the completed could-have requirements, while there are some should-haves that are not completed. That's because we did have different teams working on different tasks concurrently. That's the reason for that.
Actually, we completed the achievement part of the application because they wanted it on the last 2 days, but we completed it, so it is also green. It should.
Now, I talk about the collaboration in our own team between our own. For task management, we use Trello. It's a very new tool, but I have to say it's a really good tool. We were really happy about it. It has like really nice features. This is a screenshot from our board, let's say. As you can see, there are different tasks. You can assign people to these tasks. You can create new checklists and see how much it's done. On the right side, you can see the latest activities. And on the top right, you can see who is online, who is offline, or even who is idle. For small teams, it's a really nice tool. It's really easy to use, and it has also Android and iPhone applications. So I would suggest you to try it. I'm sure you'll like it. For source code management, we use Subversion. We had a private repository hosted on Assembler. I was responsible for configuration management. My task was to make sure there were no conflicts while merging all these patches. and the developers were adhering to the coding standards of our project. And moreover, we held weekly meetings at least once to discuss the ideas and current progress of the projects. We kept daily reports of these meetings to ensure the ideas or the discussions were not lost. We had a private mailing list. It had a really high traffic, to be honest. And we used Google Drive to keep the different documents or daily reports in the internet so they don't get lost. Now that will take and go through the request prototypes of our implementation.
So that just in the same time, just make it quick faster.
They wanted us only the 3 prototypes. The first one had to include 2 parts. It was weaving top applications and check-in top applications. And here are some screenshots of our implementation. For example, this was our splash screen from prototype 1. It has the main screen of button with connecting to Facebook. The first initial phase we used Google Maps as map, and later on we changed. And this was the list of publications. It just includes some location information, and when you click on the tab, it shows you the detailed information about the place. This was the filter, and it just, when you click when you select one or multiple filters, it just filters the location information that you want. For example, if you want market, you just click, and you will see only markets on the map or list. And after prototype 1, they wanted us to add manage and review check-in and general features like modify application settings. So in prototype 2, we changed the splash screen first. We added check-in location when you enter name, notes, and review, and if you want a photo to the location, you just add it to your local database and you can see it later on. This was the changed map, it's OpenStreetMaps. It was used to show the map to users. It has also pins, and when you click on it, you will see location information. And this is also travel log, the new feature. It just helps you to see your travel log when you just checked into new places, or when you managed your check-ins, edited your check-ins. You will just see it in here just by one screen. And this is a location review screen. You can see the ratings bar in here. It's like the progress bar. When you see, for example, it was 3 when, if it's 3, you can say that only 3 people voted like 5 stars to that place. And the final prototype, the third prototype, included location filters, editing travel reports, and show travel route. Also, it included achievement system, but as I mentioned before, it was only the last 2 days that they wanted from us, so we couldn't add it to our presentation. So again, we changed the splash screen. We made some improvements on user interface. This was the check-in location screen that I showed you before. Again, this was the map screen. And when you click on the menu, you can see settings about the logout feature. When you click logout, it just comes to the main screen. And that was our prototype, so let's talk about deliverables that we delivered to our contractors. We provided APK files to our contractors. It consists of 3 APK files that they wanted from us. Also, they wanted to know about the code, so we presented about them. We presented to them our Java files, our class diagrams, entity relationship diagrams, and also we provided them the library list that we used externally. And also, we gave a weekly progress report to them, so they knew about how did we come over challenges and how did we progressed. So they knew about the whole challenge that we had. So this was it. Thank you for listening. This was the QR code of the application we presented on Amsterdam. When they scanned it, they just reached the application on the devices. If you have any questions, I can